Hey everyone, Chris Stegall here with MK Partners, joined one last time, last but not least, by Jesse Penaloza from Mambo Merge. And today was day three, the last day of Dreamforce 2023. Yep, big sighs of relief, big moments to relax. For those of you in San Francisco, it's not so relaxing. You have to pack and get ready for travel. Hope you remember to check in for your flights and get your boarding passes. But for Jesse and I, it means we get to close a whole bunch of tabs on our computer and not have our brains pulled in 100 directions at once. Um, but day three, even though it was the last day, and even though folks were probably a little bit slow to get to the conference floor post Dreamfest last night, it was nonetheless packed with activities and interesting sessions. Um, and so we will once again walk through some of our picks for highlights of the day that closed out Dreamforce. Jesse, was there anything that you had sort of picked
Yeah,
out?
of course. Most definitely. Yes. I like to take little screenshots here. So, obviously, as you mentioned, one of the interesting parts I found is there was a lot of information going around. These sessions were jam-packed with even more information, I felt, than the previous 2 days. Or maybe I misunderstood, but there was just a lot of technical information going around from the developer side, from the admin side. I'm not either one of those, but it was interesting enough to know that some of this functionality could serve from the monomer's perspective to help generate documents for potential use cases. So obviously, one of the big talked about things once again was AI and the fact that you don't have prompts now for you to be able to type in and kind of create flows from AI, with AI. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know how to create flows myself, so being able to use that prompt assist to kind of describe what I'm looking to create and then have Flow go ahead and create the necessary steps is really interesting to me. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. Um, what's it called? As mentioned earlier, the admin preview winter 24 release. Readiness release did go live. So here's a little picture of the panel along with what do you call? I heard there's a couple of sessions happening even after Dreamforce. So check out the admin blogs, or we'll try to get some of those links for you. But there are a few more readiness sessions going live before everything gets deployed to your org. So kind of keep an eye on that. But it was very interesting because admins were going at it in terms of features and functionalities coming out and some of those pain points that they feel, and they were very vocal about it. They didn't hold back, and it's actually a nice way to kind of see, when everybody's clapping for one particular issue, it senses that the community is like, okay, this person is speaking on my behalf, and they're having the same issue that I'm having. So, kind of addressing some of the stuff is really cool to kind of mention. And this is just on the admin side part of things. Going down there, actually, the admin panel did mention that they're having this winter 24 for admins trail mix that's going on right now. And if you do complete it, you are going to be eligible for a cert voucher. Which is really cool. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of new certification that people are going to be going after, especially that data cloud is free. So you don't have to be an admin to go through this trail mix, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot to kind of get all those modules completed and just be entered for a chance to win a search voucher. Who doesn't need a search voucher? I definitely want to go in there and try out a few more certifications to try to get a few more credentials there under my belt. Okay. Coming down here, obviously, I believe this is the snapshot that you were asking for earlier this week regarding that trust layer with AI and tends to be kind of like the breakdown in terms of the way Salesforce is differentiating AI from others. And they kind of brought it back up on that AI and data keynote, which is pretty cool. So I tried to grab a snapshot of that. You'll probably see it all over the web, but it's really cool that you have the different layers and kind of gives you a breakdown in terms of how the data goes in, it gets fed through the different layers all the way through, and obviously building that trust component all the way from start to finish.
Yeah, super
Going
interesting.
down, yes, very indeed. Obviously, I mentioned trust, loyalty, ethics. These were some of the highlights in terms of the differentiation between CRM AI and other AI models out there. And obviously, with some of the stuff that was going on earlier with some of those speakers, it's in everybody's mind, that integrity aspect. And I think there was a quick mention that AI may actually be a way to reduce some of this. repeated data, constant data feed that we're kind of falling into, which is ongoing more and more data. It's like so much data. It's like what's the valid data that you want to be referencing? So AI may actually be a way to kind of truncate all of this unnecessary data that gets outputted there, and kind of funnel it in some way where, okay, this is what we're looking at, this is what we should be observing. So I'm skeptical on that part. That was very interesting. So this whole trust part of it is part of that big picture thing that they're looking for. At the same time, they did recap a little bit more within the skills builder, which is kind of like your way to kind of train the AI, your AI assistant there. So obviously, building new skills, allowing new ways to create things, automate things. It's just a quick snippet. Obviously, this kind of has been going around for some time. Further down, we did have on one of the sessions there the Gucci customer store. So it was really cool that I didn't know there was such a good relationship between Gucci and Salesforce. So kind of hint those custom themed Gucci shoes that Mark was wearing on that main keynote could have been contributed to their good relationship there. So that was really nice to know. And they actually, as a pilot, they're kind of like a pilot guinea pig test trial of how to use AI. So they've been using it prior to all this deployment of Einstein Platform One going on, and everything else, the co-pilot as well. Further down here, obviously, here's kind of like their whole idea of the AI part of things, right? So obviously, you have AI and data, obviously trusted and unified, and it kind of builds everything encompassed to your CRM. Further down here, obviously, is how what do you call it? Just you as an individual, how you're going to be dealing with all these AI components and stuff. So this was a nice little snippet that I caught up and stuff. And what does it really mean? How the security play into factor, and what are the strategies that you're looking for to kind of deploy as a trailblazer? And here we go. This was the one that I talked to you guys earlier today, and it did not disappoint. Oh my God, I love this session. I
That's
look
your
forward
favorite
to
session.
it. This one was great, man. Here the people go. Oh man, they really go at it. They let them know the pain points. They let them know, hey, you know what? Why do you do things like this? And everybody is just cheering and chanting. And obviously, the key individuals are kind of trying to get other people to let them know that this is the heart of the matter. It's like the actual trailblazers are the ones using these tools, these products and services day in day out, and they know the pain points, and they're trying to understand why is the platform developed in such a way. So this is definitely a great session. All this stuff is going to be recapped on Salesforce Plus, so you'll be able to go back and watch these sessions. And they'll probably add a few more extra sessions that weren't live streamed these last 3 days. But definitely go back and check this one out. I enjoyed the fact that they give them the hard questions, and they're just looking at each other and trying to figure out, okay, how do we answer this? We don't have an answer, and even the trailblazers were very honest. Say, you know what, we understand if you can just tell us, this is not on the roadmap. But if you're hearing a lot of people talking about the same thing, it should probably be something you should be considering putting on your roadmap. So it's an understanding part that we understand we're humans, and you're not going to be able to do every single thing, but give us a clear understanding of what are you focusing on and what are you letting go. The whole mention about maintaining name terminology between sales, marketing, and accounting departments, I thought was really funny because there was a quick pitch about a customer that had to invoice a product but didn't even know what the product was because halfway through the release, the product name got changed. And then in the invoice, now it shows something different. So the accounting department was getting confused with the sales department trying to figure out what are you billing us here for? And it's like, so they did address that concern. I did address the fact that that they'll work on getting the little things taken care of. But all in all, really cool. What do you call session to attend and stuff. And obviously, this is just a continuation of some of the sessions I spoke to earlier. Obviously, on the Admin Readiness Live, one of the things I guess everybody is really, really looking forward to is this whole custom error messages. These prompts that you're able to customize now. You're no longer need to have individual unknown prompts come up when certain messages, certain errors appear within the org. So obviously, this was a voted ID extension. I believe you spoke about this, Chris, earlier during our Winter 24
Release
release note
highlights. Yeah.
highlights. Yeah, the release highlights. So it's nice to kind of address this one more time here. Within the developer preview, it's pretty cool that they're actually going to be integrating a code builder within the org itself. I'm curious to know what that's going to look like. It's going to actually be the code builder itself, and it'll just be a way for you to fire it up directly from your org. So obviously, for the developers out there, I've used Code Builder a little bit just to do some minor tweaks here and there. It's really cool for some of the basic, but I'm pretty more intuitive, more actual hands-on. They're probably going to like something like this. And I got this little snippet here of how data works, how data cloud works. So obviously, I feel like data cloud is going to be such a high volume search term in the internet space just because of the fact that Salesforce is pretty much giving everybody data cloud. So it was a nice little graphic here to kind of show you how data cloud is broken down from the data sources to connecting the different feeds, and then as they name it, harmonizing thing, and then obviously using some of the Salesforce products there to kind of make everything come to life and stuff. And on that note, on my side, obviously this is kind of like what we saw here. Thank you for Dreamforce being part with us, um, enjoying the sessions, kind of being able to talk back and forth. And there is going to be a recap tomorrow. They call it Dreamforce Rewind. And as I mentioned, all the sessions will be available within Salesforce Plus, but they are having a really cool rewind. So I want to see if I can get a little glimpse of it to kind of see how they consolidate things, because they consolidate all the best sessions and stuff. Hopefully, it's not a highlight reel, but more like some of the more informative stuff and some of the other sessions we might not have been able to see during Salesforce Plus for us that didn't attend are able to see it at this point. And then kind of keep an eye out for what new sessions they're going to be uploading to Salesforce Plus. And with that, back to you, Chris.
Yeah, very cool. I'm so glad you got to get your true to the core. I know that's your favorite
Yes,
session every time. Super
yes,
interesting.
yes, yes.
Like you said, great chance to like ask questions of the people that are in control. A chance to get some answers that aren't screened through a customer service script or like a PR team.
Yeah.
Um, and one of those things, like you said, the people asking the questions, the trailblazers are always understanding that, like, hey,
Hmm.
you can't possibly know everything about every product on the platform, but you're the boss. You should know a little bit about what's going on. And it is refreshing because you can imagine there are lots of CEOs and CTOs and CFOs in companies around the world that don't have a sense of the products. And I don't want to
Right.
call anybody out because I don't know who's not good at their jobs. But we do know the folks at Salesforce are good at their jobs. The example that comes to mind would be like if I went to an Adobe conference, would their C-suite be able to answer my like little nitpicky questions about Photoshop and Premiere and InDesign? And it's like maybe, but it's like really cool that the Salesforce team can do that and you know not just go, oh well, let me open a support ticket and then they'll answer your questions. It's like no, you're on stage. You
Yeah.
give it a shot right now.
So
So
the cool part about it too is they actually invited a whole bunch of product managers. So they would delegate some of these questions to product managers, and then the product managers, you can actually see the reactions that they actually express a similar concerns. Like, yeah, you're right. This is something that we've been having issue. We're working on making change. So give us some time, and change is coming. So that was really cool because those are the people using the product as well. So they're the ones actually doing the legwork, the hands-on work to actually get all this stuff, built out the infrastructure to kind of put everything together. So it's nice to correlate the trailblazers, which is the users, or it can be individuals that are day in day out using some of these features and these products, and then the actual product managers have to manage those services and products to go ahead and provide support. So the follow up to that is they're actually considering opening more of these panels to kind of have users actually test some of these products firsthand before they even deploy out and get feedback to go ahead. Kind of like another layer in the idea exchange platform, because the idea exchange is a way for you to voice it out, but they need people to actually do the hands on. So I kind of have to open it up like an open beta or some sort of way to open it up and say, okay, what kind of problems did you experience? Let me go ahead and make the changes. What is your feedback on there? So I'm hoping they kind of either create another panel or they're going to be a subset of panels or open these panels up more, not just in Dreamforce, but also in probably some of the other events.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and just in closing here, I know you mentioned an opportunity to win a certification voucher on the Salesforce side. I do also want to remind folks, as Dreamforce comes to a close, we've got some last chances to enter to win a certification voucher for that new Salesforce AI Associate certification, the Artificial Intelligence Associate. You can simply head to the URL here, but that's going to be hard to see. So why don't you just go find us over on Twitter at Mambo Merge or at MK Partners. Same over on LinkedIn or Facebook. You'll find links to the giveaways there. And we are also doing that giveaway for a Dreamforce speaker submission coaching session. So if you have dreams of speaking at Dreamforce 2024, now's your chance to enroll. Um, we will, coach you through crafting a good session, abstract, speaker bio, really giving you the best chance to be selected and thus earning a free ticket to Dreamforce 2024 next year. And with that, I want to say thank you, Trailblazers, for another amazing Dreamforce. Thank you, Jesse, for hopping on these calls at the start and end of every day, compiling all of those screenshots, attending so many sessions, and bringing the Dreamforce experience to those of us that weren't able to attend in person. So, thank you, everybody, for watching. Jesse, thank you for doing these. Um, and we will see everybody soon. Do subscribe to the channels here, Mambo Merge and MK Partners, to always be up to date on the latest and greatest in Salesforce news, features, updates, releases, etc. Um, and we will see you next week, but not tomorrow because we don't need to do one of these tomorrow. So we are going to take some much needed rest from the live streams. But these were fun. We'll do more of these in the
Yes,
future.
they
This was
were.
really a good experience. So
And on that note, I just want to say thank you, Chris, because you're the one that kind of came up with this concept, and I really enjoyed it, and I had a blast. And yes, I look forward to continuing something like this later on. But obviously, we just prepare ourselves, we kind of put in some of that work in too. So I feel like we're somewhat in Dreamforce to some
yeah.
extent, putting that in. But we do thank you, Chris. Thank you for the effort. Thank you for all the support and everything. And great idea. I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did and everybody else that tuned in did.
Yep. All right. Thanks again, Jesse, and thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.